start fast. That's where we want to start. We want to start a tone of starting fast, but also finishing. All right, so we'll start fast, and we're a team that's going to finish. So that was the tone.
I think the angriest I saw you get was when someone wasn't running away from a drill. Why is that something that's so important, guys sprinting after a drill is finished?
Well, because you get in ball games and, people start to give you tempo, and if you're walking around, then they're going to get the upper hand on you. And plus, last time I checked, this field is green, and, when I see green, that means go. So our guys are going to go when they hit this green.
Competition just was abundant here this morning. I just wanted to ask you, I know that's what you have to be looking for just the first couple of days.
Yes, sir. We're always looking for competition. We're always trying to build competition. We always talk about iron sharpens iron. And the more competition we get, the better we're going to be. And I like the competition this morning, even though we were in helmets. You're in T-shirts and shorts. Sometimes you can't go as hard as you want to go. We got 2 days of this, and then we'll get the pads on. And I think the competition level is going to heat up even more.
What will you learn from just the guys and just their mental?
Hey, scoot over real quick, okay?
Well, first off, before we get into the mental, the big thing for me as a coach, you always want to evaluate where your team is as far as conditioning-wise. So that's what we were trying to do. Some of that today was just trying to see where we are conditioning-wise, because we don't want to go too hard in certain areas and maybe have pull muscles and things like that. So, we kind of got a gauge of where we were, and we pushed them pretty good. And mentally, I thought the mental part of it, I thought our guys are locked in, they're tuned in. We gave them about a week and a half off before we came back and started practice today. So, you could tell some guys maybe that week and a half, they might have enjoyed it a little bit too much.
Yeah. It was really, really cool to see kind of just his leadership and just how vocal that guy is. I know you have to be encouraged with a guy that you want to maybe be a leader, but more importantly, probably arguably one of the most important positions on your football team.
You're absolutely right, and he's actually been showing that leadership from day one since January. Since we started our all-season program, he's what you saw today, he's been doing that. He's been vocal. He's been out front in drills, things like that, just really being a leader for us. We actually haven't had as many guys as we might have wanted to have do it. So, when he does it, I think some guys are buying in on different parts of the team are buying in, and they're starting to do it.
I get it. It's past schedule. You're doing 7-7. You're playing basically against air. But just to see the command of what he was able to do in the offense has to encourage you just from day one.
Oh, absolutely. Matter of fact, I'm not surprised by what he's doing. Actually, some of the other guys, I'm seeing where those guys are following his leadership, and they're watching him, and they're trying to emulate that, because I'm big on your best guys are going to set the tone. All right, your best guys, if they come out and they're at the ceiling, everybody else trying to get to the ceiling. But if they're hanging around the floor, then guys don't have anywhere to go. So I like my top guys like Quad, to come out and put the ceiling high.
How extensive of an interview process was it for you to hire one of the Ron White? I just want to ask you, about that guy that Huntsville and North Alabama knows very, very well. I just want to ask you, did you take him through the rigors of what needed to be done as a coach here at Alabama A&M?
I've known Coach White since 1991, actually. I actually played against him in high school 1 year, so known him a long time, was a teammate. We were teammates together in Tuscaloosa, and that was an easy one right there. Wasn't much of an interview process right there. It was really more of me saying, hey, man, I sure hope you want to come on board.
Hey, Coach, talk about the defense. What are you liking from what Coach Shelley and company have done, not only with the offseason, but also what has transitioned into day one?
Well, I feel like all of our coaches do a great job, but our defensive coaches, when you talk about defensive football, man, defensive football is hard. It's tough. People say, well, why, Coach? Well, on defense, when you're on defense and you're not playing well, you can't send the punt team out there to, punt the ball when you're on defense. You just got to keep taking it. If they're giving it to you, you got to keep taking it. But so our defensive coaches, they do a really good job of pushing our guys and keeping our guys motivated and keep those guys mentally locked in. So, my hat goes off to our defensive staff. They do a great job.
After day one, what some areas you feel like y'all can improve on?
Well, obviously we've got some guys out here that weren't here this summer. So we've got some young guys that that are trying to get caught up and learn the playbook. We're still installing offensively and defensively. So really just guys just getting a little bit more sharp on the things we're trying to do on both sides of the ball.
been reported that Mekhi Hagans is off the roster. Is that something that you can confirm right now?
Well, right now, he's not here. There's really not much I can, say about it.
How does that affect the quarterback competition with him not being here?
Well, you go back to spring ball, and Quad comes out of spring ball as the starter. Felt like a couple guys behind him did a really good job. Eric Hanley was one of them. Then our quarterback Aston did a really good job. So we actually feel pretty good about those three guys. And then we've got JD, who's a young guy, and he's developing a lot.
I wanted to ask you about Andre Craig. I just saw him make a couple crazy catches. Came over
Right.
from Kennesaw State. What have you seen from him so far?
Well, he's been working good. He actually had a good spring. He did some good things in the spring, and then this summer he's been working really hard. So, talking to our wide receiver coach, Coach Carter, he's excited about the group he's got, and Craig's one of those guys that he really likes.
Coach, can you kind of talk about some of the guys that you were able to bring over from Miles and what they've been able to do from an impact standpoint so far?
Well, you start with obviously everybody's talked about Frank Pierre since the spring, and also talked about Trey Abner. But one of the guys that came over in January was Jeremiah Hudson-Davis, but he had a shoulder injury, so he missed spring ball. But he's a safety that gives a lot of leadership. He'll be a junior this season, and really excited about him because he knows the defense, and he's kind of a born leader. He's just one of those guys. Even as a sophomore last year, he showed the leadership that we're looking for. So he's definitely one of those guys. Also, John Robinson at linebacker. He's a young guy. He'll be a true sophomore this upcoming season at linebacker. He's doing some good things. So just really excited about those guys. And also Jalen Peterson. He was a receiver. He was an all-conference kick returner while he was at Miles that came over to us. He just joined us actually just a couple days ago. So he's one of those guys that's getting caught up and brought up to speed with us.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
Yes, sir.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.